Okay, I wanted to show you why this new exponent rule works. Okay, it's called the power of a product. Okay, now a product is just the answer when you multiply two things together. So 2 times 4, the answer to that would be considered a product. And we have that taken to an exponent of 3. Okay, so we're going to look at that, but I want to take just a second. If all I wanted was the answer to this, 2 times 4, all to the third power, I could just use the order of operations. Okay, I could do exponents before, parentheses before I do exponents. The parentheses is 2 times 4, which is 8. And then if I took 8 to the third power, this would be 8 times 8 times 8. Okay, 8 times 8 is 64, times 8 is 512. Okay, so just know that that's another way to do it. But what I want to do is I want to expand this because I want to show you the trick. So what I could do, if I have 2 times 4 to the third power, I'm going to think about the exponent of 3. And the exponent of 3 tells me to multiply the 2 times 4, because that's what's taken to the third power. The exponent tells me to take 2 times 4 and multiply it together 3 times. So let's just expand that out. So that would be 2 times 4 times 2 times 4 times 2 times 4. Okay, so that's expanding 2 times 4 to the third power out. And if you did take 2 times 4 times 2 times 4 times 2 times 4, I promise you to get 512. Okay, but what I wanted you to notice here is that what I really have, I have 3 2's multiplied together. So I have 2 to the third as part of this problem. And I have 3 4's multiplied together. Okay, so that is another 4 to the third. So see the idea here? 2 times 4 raised to the third power will be the same answer as taking 2 to the third power times 4 to the third power. So it's basically just taking each factor to that power and multiplying your two answers together. And we could prove, if you didn't believe me, 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 4 times 4 is 64, and when you multiply 8 times 64, you do get 512. Okay, but here's the rule. If I have any two or more factors multiplied together, taken to a power, let's just say a times b to the nth power, because it could be any power, one thing I could do is I could take the first factor to that power times the second factor to that power. Okay? So let's just do one more easy one, and then we'll do a kind of an algebra 1 type problem there in the bottom of the screen. So what if I gave you 4 times 6 to the 5th power? Okay, if I wanted to, I'm not going to have you find the answer. I don't care what the answer is. I just want you to understand the rule. If I wanted to apply this rule, 4 times 6 to the 5th power, that would be 4 to the 5th power times 6 to the 5th power. Okay? Now that's kind of 8th grade I learn level. Just numbers. But some of you, when you are going to work on your learning path, you're going to get deep into the variables. So I want to go ahead and touch on this. So here's another example. One with variables. If I had 5x to the 8th to the second power, I could rewrite that as 5 to the second times x to the 8th to the second. And then just simplify. Okay, 5 to the second. Okay, that just means 5 times 5. So that's 25. Okay, now I have x to the 8th to the second. Okay, now that's a power to a power. So I multiply those two exponents together. So my final answer is 25x to the 16th. Okay, again, that's more of an Algebra 1 level, but a lot of you are going to be going into that level with your learning path like crazy. Okay, so, but just know, when you have two things multiplied together, taken to an exponent, you could take the first factor to that exponent and multiply it to the second factor to that exponent. Okay, do your best on this. I'll help you if you have any questions.